Well, I guess we all know by now the Ducks lost the conference championship to the Chicago Blackhawks. Congratulations, Chicago. I have to tell you, after watching Game 6, I knew the Ducks were going to lose. I know my team right now when they're going to choke and when they're not going to choke, and they pretty much always choke. Chargers choke, Angels choke, Ducks choke. And it really pisses me off that they're better than this, but they decided not to show up in Game 6. They decided not to show up in Game 7. And I don't know when they're going to show up for next season because they apparently took the ball and went home. Those games, 5-2, 5-3, were pathetic. If I was in Anaheim, I would have left after the second quarter. It wasn't worth wasting my time. I would have been pissed. I think the Ducks should give the fans a refund because they didn't show up. This was a horrible game. Remember when Anderson was a wall in the getting series first started? Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember when he stopped showing up. The offense was horrible. They couldn't fucking score a point. Our defense could not help our goalie, and our goalie wasn't doing anything himself either in the last two games. What happened? Seriously, I want to know. Well, I don't know. It makes me feel like my teams are going to be one-hit wonders. I'll start off with the Chargers. Went to the championship game from 1960 to 1963. We finally won the last one after losing 3 years in a row to the Titans, or the Oilers at that time, against the Patriots. They went to the Super Bowl once, what was that, 40 years later, 30 years later, and lost. They have not won a championship since 1963. The Angels won their championship in 2002. That's it. And the Ducks, they went twice, but only won once in 2007. And it really pisses me off to think that my teams are going to only be one-hit wonders. Angels went into the playoffs last year with so much momentum, and they lost. But look at the Ducks. Look how far they went. They lost one game against the first two teams. Then again, those teams didn't really, they weren't going to go nowhere. They went the original six. I'm fucking pissed. The Ducks, game 1, Ducks won. I was so happy. Game 2, Ducks lost, second or third overtime. I'm surprised it got that far. The Ducks should not have lost that game. Third game, Ducks won in Chicago. Fourth game, Ducks lost. I believe Ducks did lose that game. Fifth game, Ducks did get lucky in overtime. But that was it. They knew they got lucky, and they decided not to show up. I am very ashamed and disappointed of my NFL teams right now. My NHL teams right now. It's raining outside, if you can see. That's what it feels like to me right now, because of my team letting me down. Makes me fucking depressed to know my team fucking choked the way they did. And everyone's like, well, maybe they're going to get to the Stanley Cup next year. I'm tired of hearing about next year because next year doesn't come. It doesn't come. It feels like 2007 was a fluke. And until my team wins a second championship, that's what I'm always going to feel, is that it was a fluke. Teams who win one championship and never do anything again. Look at Kansas City and Kansas City Chiefs. Winning one championship doesn't make your team a championship team. You have to have two or more. One championship makes your team, is happy, but it makes me happy to see my team win a championship, but it makes my championship team feel like a fluke because they can't accomplish another one. A world championship team can accomplish. And, I don't want them to cheat like what the Patriots do. So, congratulations, Chicago. I'm just very upset. It was a great season, a very fantastic season. But I kind of felt this was going to happen. I did. This is 2 years in a row we had a chance to get the presidential trophy, a very hard championship trophy to get. And we fucked up twice. We let the Rangers have it this year, and I forgot the team we let have last year. I was very pissed. When I saw that, Especially last year when we went undefeated 20 games in a row at home. Then we made a stupid-ass trade, and then we were never the same team. And it was bad to see Team U out there yesterday going out there to support his team, or his former team, and them showing them that, hey, we don't care. We're not going to try. Even if you're here, we're not going to try. And I don't really care about divisional titles. I'm not a Clipper fan when I'm finally happy to win my first divisional title after 40 years. We have divisional titles. We have 4 or 5 of them already. I want a conference title. I want a fucking Stanley Cup. I want a presidential trophy. You know, I want my damn Super Bowl win. I want my World Series win. I want my team to do something instead of sit there making millions of dollars to do shit. Have a fucking awesome season and suck. Angels were the number 1 team in baseball last year. We had the most wins. Yeah, we fucking could have won 1 game in the playoffs. The Ducks been pretty much undefeated in the hockey game this year, the playoffs this year, until we went to Blackhawks, and then we decided after Game 5, hey, we're not going to show up. Look at us. We got money. I don't care anymore. There's no reason for us to play anymore. Well, whatever. I'm done. I just had to make a video. Congratulations, Ducks. You blew the season. After a great year, you blew it in the last 2 games. Your whole 2014-15 season is going to be based off these last 2 games because you decided not to show up. Congratulations, Tampa Bay and Chicago Blackhawks. I am not going to watch the championship game, but I hope it's a good one. And one more thing, too. 3 years in a row, the Ducks lost in Game 7. 3 years, Detroit, the Kings, and now Chicago. I mean, come on now. You ain't trying to piss off your fans. Every single time, Game 6, you decide not to show up, in Game 7, you lose. How many times have you ever got to go through with this? 3 fucking years.